graduation of the Lakeshore High School class of 2015. We all came here from somewhere to get to Al Stockman Stadium today. I'm sure many of the friends and family here drove hours this morning to watch their loved graduate receive their diploma, and some of my classmates have made the drive from New Buffalo or Watervliet as they have every school day for the past 4 years. But what I really mean when I say that we all come here from somewhere is that we all come from our past. Most of us can pick out one or several events in our lives that have truly shaped who we've become. For me, that event was the loss of my mother. She was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 5 years old, so I never really knew what it was like to have an active mother. She still made me dinners and tucked me in at night, but I never had the chance to play tag with her in my backyard or catch a football thrown from her arm. My mother's health went up and down for about 5 years, but in the summer of 2007, the doctors could do nothing more, and she spent the last month of her life in our house surrounded by her family. I laid next to my mother on an early August summer day and literally felt her last breath go in and out of her lungs. There's something about watching a person close to you die. It really changes your perspective on the world, and as a 10-year-old, it made me realize how fragile and short life can really be. Her death was the saddest time of my life, but it sent me on the path to being the man I am today. My mom had homeschooled all their kids through 8th grade, but now I would be going to Roosevelt Elementary for 5th grade. That transition was a rough time for me. I had no idea how school worked, and I wasn't used to being out of the house for 8 hours a day. I also wasn't used to learning with 20 other kids. On my first math test in 5th grade, I got a C-. I said the square root of 36 was 9. Now I work at Mathnasium, and I'll be a math major next fall. I also struggled with making friends for a while. I was kind of an outsider at first and didn't really feel like I belonged, but halfway through the year I made some great friends. Middle school is a weird time for most kids, and it's also the time that your class starts to grow together. We all remember the April 20th graffiti on Mr. Tetzloff's window and Andrew attempting a backflip off his heater. We all remember the girl fight that Mr. Shepard broke up with his bare fists and Keith caught on video. We remember our favorite teachers, who was dating who, and probably getting in trouble a couple of times. High school has been the birthplace of even more wonderful and terrible memories, from our various sports titles and appearances to having the most 5s ever scored on the APUSH exam at Lakeshore to switching to the nasty baked fries sophomore year. I love the fries we had freshman year, and the last 3 years weren't really the same without them. Thanks, Obama. On a more serious note, I want everyone to realize that for every single happy memory from high school, there's a sad memory in someone else's mind or your own. High school is a time where many struggle with who they're going to become. I lost my mother at a young age, but I'm sure many of my classmates have gone through far greater sufferings in the past 4 years. Everyone has events in their past that they'd rather not remember, and everyone has done something that they seriously regret. Almost everyone has called someone else an offensive word or phrase, and everyone has been probably called one of those as well. And I'm sure there are those of us who experience that daily. There are some of us who I'm sure hate leaving school every day because of a difficult situation at home, because of a difficult past. We all have a certain measure of fear that's built up because of the difficulties of the past and because of the uncertainty of the future. At a college graduation, actor Jim Carrey once said, "Fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear." I'm up here today to ask something of my class. I want to ask all of you to make every single decision in your life based on love. Because we base so many of our decisions on the opinions of other people, on fear of unacceptance. We face pressure from our past, our parents, our friends, our family, our teachers and administrators, and societal standards to make certain decisions about our future. We've all heard the get your life together speech. You've got to go to college, you've got to get in an expanding field, you've got to make money, you've got to buy a house, you've got to get married, you've got to have X number of children, you've got to retire at 67 and a half, and you've got to die at 78. I want to ask you all to completely ignore that. People that say those things are afraid. They're afraid of breaking from tradition. They're afraid of poverty. Most of all, they're afraid of making mistakes. And fear can be frighteningly contagious, but I'm asking you all to resist that. Do what you love. And if you don't know what that is, go out there and make some mistakes. I'm sure you'll find it. Surround yourself with people that you love. And if you haven't found any yet, keep searching, because they're out there. In the words of George Sand, there is only one happiness in this life, to love and be loved. And at the end, our happiness is the only thing we have left. So class of 2015, go out there and find it. Thank you.